Hey. Remember how I was telling you how Gypsy Rose was weighing in at TMZ on Shirrilla the Killer? Well, I've done fast forwarded it to over 6 minutes because for the first 0 to 6 are talking about her, and we already know all about you. At least, if you don't, look it up on YouTube. I'm not a big fan of Gypsy Rose, but this was kind of interesting.
But there's lots of couples, even in Hollywood, that have been together 30 plus years and they are still not married.
Yeah, Goldie Hawn.
Yes, exactly. Prime example.
Yeah. Do you ever see yourself in a situation where you have an elopement and you just skip it all and just, go to Vegas and have a quickie
wedding? I haven't. Okay. It's like almost right before we get to 7 minutes.
By the bathroom of a prison.
Oh, no.
I'm not.
You deserve your fairy tale.
I deserve my wedding.
Yeah. So I want
Wait. Did she already have one with Ryan? Ryan. I don't remember. Ryan from Lake Charles. That's all I remember. Ryan from Lake Charles. And we're all from Louisiana out here in the South. I used to tell somebody I had 2 alligators in my yard, 1 alley and 1 gator, when my son was graduating from the military in Oklahoma, and that dumbass fucking believed me. I mean, really.
Talk to you about a very high-profile case that's going on with Mackenzie Shirrilla. So she's a young woman. She was sentenced to life in prison with eligibility for parole after 15 years served for a deadly crash that killed both her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and his friend was also in the car and killed Davion Flanagan. Did you watch the Netflix show, The Crash?
I did. I watched all the documentaries that's currently out. And although I watch these documentaries, I'm not a true crime junkie.
Although she watches all these true crime documentaries, she's not a junkie. Okay.
Some people might think I am, but I'm not. But it did seem interesting, so I did watch it. And though I can't speak to anything other than I could give my opinion about her sentence, and I can give my opinion about whether or not I think that she will get paroled.
Yeah, so actually right now Mackenzie is asking the Ohio Supreme Court to take a look at her case after previous appeals were denied. The Supreme Court hasn't said whether or not they're going to look at them. Do you think there's a world where the Supreme Court will overturn her conviction?
No, I don't. I can say that, after watching the documentary, I don't think the documentary did her any favors.
Yeah.
And just by kind of hearing about her behavior in prison and all this kind of
stuff. Remember,
she does have,
mom and dad, Shirrilla ma, Shirrilla dad. Watch this TMZ video. I really hope that you guys are watching it, although y'all are so fucking delusional. Y'all are probably like, why on earth would she be like siding with everyone else in the world? Right. Well, as stated earlier, whenever I was a child and my brother's dad got murdered with his girlfriend, and my brother was a kid from my mother, and this girlfriend she had a kid anyway. Long story short, the dude spent from 1979-ish to 2022-ish in Angola. And every time he came up for parole, all the victim's family went up there and said, don't let this motherfucker out. And guess what? Kept getting thrown back. In 2022, he finally got paroled, but it was like, you cannot live in Louisiana. Okay? So he had to go move to Mississippi. And I don't know if he's alive or not, because my mom's passed, and so is my brother. But my brother passed way too young. Yeah. Anywho.
2 15-year sentences ran together, and after those 15 years, she can be eligible for parole. Now, I can say I don't think she'll get early parole, and this is why. So the parole board takes into consideration behavior in prison, but most importantly, remorse and family. So if the victim's family writes against her parole, she will automatically be denied. I've seen it happen time and time again with different women that was in my prison. They prioritize the victim's family above everything.
Yeah, and so kind of to your point, there's been a lot of people that have come out saying,
You think Shirrilla's family's going to actually listen to this? Once again, I'm not a fan of Gypsy Rose or all the money she's making out here profiting off of her mom's murder. Oh my God. I mean, like, I have to actually work for a fucking living, and this bitch don't. I mean, okay, you know, if we all were given a hall pass for smurdering our parents, for being shitty parents, you know how many parents would be smurdered around here? Tons. I know I wouldn't be here.
that she's not remorseful at all behind bars. She's calling herself allegedly Shirrilla the Killer, and just doesn't regret
It's Shirrilla the Killer, but that's cute.
much about what happened. So do you think if and when she does have remorse, she maybe can change the minds of the victims' families?
It's going to take a lot of work on her part.
Yeah.
She's going to have to do a lot of extensive therapy, and she's young.
Yeah.
She's young, and it's not going to sink in until maybe 20 years from now. But what's going to happen is she's going to go in front of the parole board. They're going to keep setting her back in 5-year increments. And I think that needs to happen. The time that she's in prison right now, she needs to grow up and take accountability and remorse.
I wonder if Big Sister Unhinged has watched this. I know she has. I would love to know what you have to say, Miss Christine Russo. What do you have to say on this one right here? Because, I mean, we all probably aren't fans really of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, but she actually has given some damn good advice. Not that the Shirrillas aren't going to follow shit, but, I mean, in this setting right here, she's kind of showing, like, where she's mature. I'm sure it's going to get all fucked up, you know, but anywho.
Something that maybe is not coming natural right now, because maybe it's something that she hasn't dealt with internally and emotionally, but it's going to hit her like a train. And when that happens, she needs to take those steps to do what she needs to make amends with the victim's family. And it's on them if they want to forgive her. They don't have to forgive her by any means. But that is something that will have to happen at some point. Her taking full accountability for that.
Yeah. Do you have any sympathy for her?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Oh man, I think that's the best thing Gypsy Rose has ever said. Do you not see that? It's hard. It's very hard. Other than that, were you looking for your image, and do you not? I don't know. I don't know.
Because, I mean, coming from someone that has gone through the justice system, I will say that having been in prison for 8.5 years, I've seen so many women just like her. I'm not going to say as a person she's not special. I'm not going to down someone like that. But there's nothing special about what happened to her, because there's so many women that have done the same thing, same crime or other crimes similar, and they have this sort of bad bitch attitude. I don't give a F. And I just seen it so much that I don't have sympathy for women like that.
Yeah. And there's been
There you have it. Gypsy Rose has no sympathy for Mackenzie Shirrilla, and I think that they dropped her name in some jailhouse calls between her and mom. I know you're not going to tell your precious daughter, you call her pumpkin, baby girl, whatever you call her, which she's not really any of those things. She's what you call, she needs psychiatric help, in my personal opinion. Just my opinion only. She needs to be like in a psych ward, maybe in a straitjacket, so does the mom. But again, my opinion. So this is TMZ now. Gypsy Rose speaks out on the Mackenzie Shirrilla case. It's about 17 minutes long. If you don't give a fuck about Gypsy Rose's front side story. Pass it up, almost 7 minutes here.
Reports that she's getting some of the best makeup in prison, and her family is, really contributing to, quote, a cushy life behind bars. What do you make of that, of her kind of, not really missing much outside and not really being behind bars and being forced to look at herself in the mirror? Instead, she's looking at herself in the mirror and putting on some of the best makeup palettes. What do you make of that?
I mean, unfortunately, that's just our justice system. It was that way in my prison. It's probably that way in other prisons too. We call it a cupcake camp.
A cupcake camp. Also, I was sitting up here watching this video for minus 7 minutes for 12, and she sounds like Minnie Mouse. That's who she sounds like. That's who Gypsy Rose sounds like, Minnie Mouse.
It's literally a big daycare for adults. It's on the individual to get what they put into it. If they want to change, if they want to truly better themselves, they'll take the classes that the prison offers. There's all kinds of resources to be a better human being.
Yeah.
All right, folks, there you have it. Gypsy Rose speaks out on the Mackenzie Shirrilla case. Go over to TMZ now. I'm going to link it in the description below. We have watched about 5 to 7 minutes of it. I'm going to say it's about 17 minutes long. You guys go ahead and shed some love over there. Meanwhile, please be sure to shed some love to my channel. Let's Talk True Crime Today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until then, hope you guys have a great week.
Individual to